Welcome to the Land of Bet Sports Betting Live show. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you're spending it chilling out, maybe watching some hoop here in the next 30 minutes. We got 5 games on the slate for Saturday. Hope everybody's Friday went all right. I had a straight up push, 6-6, lost 0.1 units. We'll call that a straight up push on the night yesterday. A couple of guys that hooked us or blowouts or whatever, natural NBA stuff and discourse. But we already have some plays on the card because we got this game in 30 minutes. So I do want to spend the first part of the show going through Phoenix at Chicago, where I have 1, 2, and a couple sort of ladder plays here. So I got about 3 plays on the night overall for day, I should say, for this Phoenix in Chicago game. And then we'll get to the other ones right after that and go through for the full hour. I'm going to be showing you guys my record here, looking at the comments to see what we got, maybe starring some things. We are going to be going in order. Got some stuff to tell you about either way. So let's just get right into the bets that I had last night. And while I'm there, I can let you guys know that if you do want to get a couple things here for the VIP access, I'll be talking about that, plus the memberships, which some of you do already know about, but we'll go back through that. So real quick on the all the wins here, feel great about. Have questions about it, let me know. I don't really feel the need to go over it. If y'all know, then you know that John Collins and Isaiah Hartenstein at the bottom there were great. Everybody else, we had the reasoning on the show yesterday for pretty much all these bets. So hopefully you guys were on the show yesterday and copped most of those. The losses that I want to go through, Jared Allen should have taken the first quarter points anyway, but regardless, the 12.5 still should have hit for minus 106. He didn't play the first half. He basically didn't play most of the third and then didn't play the whole fourth. There was blowout, but there was also a hand injury, so he left the game. Nothing you can do about that. Santi Aldama gets the bricks emoji because this man, he made it extra painful yesterday. He found a new way to just sort of twist the knife in a little bit, which was he had 2 free throws to go up by 3 with like 5 seconds left in the game. He could have hit both of them to get us over. He did not. And as a result, we did not cash the Santi play. Osar Thompson also hooked us there. They whooped up on the Spurs by the third quarter. I think he actually had 19 on the PRA, couldn't get another bucket. Took a couple shots, missed most of them. Took most of them in the first quarter. Just bad shooting night for him. We moved past it. I'm still going to be betting on Osar Thompson. We know he's going to be playing minutes. Chris Paul, I should have been going with D Fox. That's what I was waffling between on the show. Ended up putting out Chris Paul in the VIP and bet that myself and did not hit it. And De'Aaron Fox did his thing. But that's how you beat Detroit, at least on offense, is you go ahead and you have the pull-up shooter, point guard, ball handler. That's the guy you want to take against them. I thought Chris Paul was still going to do his thing, at least to get over 10, to get double digits, but he only took 3 shots. So PJ Washington didn't rebound, but he saved us with the points. So we'll take it from PJ. We lost a half a unit because he didn't hit the double-double, which would have been a nice cash. And then Jimmy Butler, a little bit of a victim of the blowout as well. He didn't really need to do much in the second half. So after getting 3 rebounds in the first half and getting us halfway there, failed to do so. Still going to be looking at his prop, and I'm happy that it's going to stay at about 5.5. We'll be able to hit that next game as well. But that's where we're at. Like you see there, 53.6 units on the season so far. Still aiming for 100 we're put this at the end of the playoffs. So through the postseason, looking to end NBA 2024-25 with 100 plus units. If you do want to jump into the VIP, I got a free opportunity for a free month. If you do sign up for any of the books that you see scrolling here underneath me, there's a bunch more new ones in there as well. You've got like Fliff and Thrills, and there's a couple others in there. Novig is a good one. So if you don't have any of those, sign up, use code LYB, and then go ahead and send me a screenshot showing me that you did that. And if you just DM me on Twitter or Discord at JL Boogie, that's the best way to get a hold of me. And I'll go ahead and give you that free month when you show me that you got this the code LYB on your sportsbooks signups there. Any questions about that, let me know. And the last thing before we get into everything, if you're not yet familiar, we are going to be starting the memberships. Monday is going to be the first day here, the next show after this one, where if you're not a member, it's going to be back of the line. So if you do want to skip the line, make sure you get your bets looked at. Obviously, on big slates, this is going to be pretty much how all the time we spend looking at community looks is going to be members, because we're not going to have enough time, like was the case yesterday with 9 games. So if you want to jump in for $5 a month, you get everything that comes with that. There's going to be some more perks coming. We just wanted to get it out there so we can help me and David prioritize the comments and the looks that you guys are bringing. So this is one way to do that. But that should be available to you. I think Diego might have been having some trouble. I'm happy to help you out with that if you still can't figure it out, Diego. But let's go ahead and start getting into the best that I have. Those are scrolling on the bottom there. So if you do want to get some of the plays that I already have on my card that I gave out in the VIP, those are going to be scrolling on the bottom line here shortly. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we'll start getting into what we've got for game number 1, which is Phoenix and Chicago. So let me pull up Props Madness, and we'll get into it. go ahead and give that video a like while I'm getting myself a drink of water as you guys are coming in. Much appreciated. Goes up really, like, that's really all I can ask for this episode and these episodes on the live show is like, give the video a like. That's really the best sort of way to support the show right now. And then memberships and all the rest. But all right, so Chicago Phoenix got a couple bets in this game. Hey, what's up, Dougie? Good to have you, bro. Yeah, so we'll be looking at Dougie's comments on Monday. But Phoenix, Chicago, we're looking at a couple bets that I've got on the card already. You can see I already got this man's number up. That is Royce O'Neal, and I took his threes. We were waffling over this in the VIP chat today. Let me go ahead, and also David, if I have any internet issues, will you just like interrupt me and let me know, and I will do my best to toggle the Wi-Fi there to the better one. But all right, so in this one, when I go to Royce O'Neal, we were, like I said, we were waffling about that in the VIP chat and whether or not that we should go with his points or his threes. But I was happy to see people were already talking about this bet that I was looking at, because that means they're following the minutes. And you see him in the starting lineup and you see him getting 30. What did he get last night? 36, 35, 34. And now, granted, in a couple of these games, we had some guys missing, Booker, Beal in this one, and all those. But last night, obviously, they were all there, or 2 nights ago, excuse me, against the Spurs in a bad loss. They were all there. Royce had 27. He did shoot really like out of his mind, 10 for 16 from the field, 6 from 12 from 3. So we're not banking on him shooting 50% from 3. But the question is, do we go with his threes or do we go with his points? And that's always going to be a question with a guy like Royce O'Neal. And really, when you look at the amount of shots that he's taking from 3, 12 of his 16 shots, 5 of 9, 10 of 12, 8 of 9, 11 of 11, 9 of 10, 7 of 8. So it's like 80% of his shots are from 3, right? So one way that I really try to like break the tie between, do we take his threes? Do we take his points? I look at his points and I go, he's got 11 and a half. I'm going to go to my advanced filters and look at three-pointers made, right? So 3P right here means 3-pointers made. And now I can filter this to see, all right, what happens if he makes less than 3 threes in a game, 0 to 2? He has gotten 12 plus points once out of 23 games. This starts to tell me there's no point in taking his points if he doesn't make his threes, he's not getting his points. That's the takeaway, right? If we go up to, let's say he makes at least or exactly 3 threes, does he get his points? Not even. If he makes exactly 3 threes in a game this season, he's still under 12 points in 2 of 10. So I think I made my point pretty clear, right? It's only worth it to take the threes. Then the question is, do I have to drink this juice and take 2.5 and awful odds for minus 140 is still the best number? Or do I just bypass that and go ahead and take 4 plus threes? Because that's what I did. I hate just dealing with this. So 4 plus threes on FanDuel. Let's see if it's still available. 4 plus threes for Royce. Yeah, it's plus 190 now. So I got a bad number. I got plus 176 for 4 plus made threes. That was the best number across these books for an alt line threes play for Royce O'Neal. So that's how I played his stuff. If you just want to play it safer anyway, and take over 2.5 threes for him in this one, I support you on that as well. I have no problem. It's 6, 1/2 dozen the other. They're the same, right? It's going to be the same. So 2.5 minus 140, go for it. I think it's still a good play. But that's one look that I had. I didn't even bother laddering it. I just took that. I went to the other side here and went over to Josh Giddey. And I was waiting on Giddey's props. I was waiting on Ayo Dosunmu's injury status to get updated before I played my Josh Giddey bet here. But I knew that I wanted to play rebounds for him. And this is now at 7.5. But I got this at 6.5 for like minus 135. Totally fine with that sort of those negative odds there. But I also laddered the shit out of this. So I took him, I skipped 8. I just went to 9 plus and 10 plus for like, fractions of a unit. So for those of you asking me earlier too, there were some people in the NBA chat on the free section of the Discord. Someone was talking about units in the comments. Units are simply just a way to measure your bet. There's points to it beyond that. But like when I say a full unit, that means my average bet. So my average bet, let's say it's $100 on each bet, right? 1 unit equals $100. So if I say I played half a unit, I put $50 on it, right? And that works for any measurement that you want to do. So for that, to be clear, I took 9 plus rebounds for Giddey. And this is David. Not sure if you have a sec to get that on the bottom line too. Maybe you already did, but we'll have that scrolling on the bottom for you guys as soon as we can from the VIP chat. Took the 9 plus rebounds for him on FanDuel, and then I took the 10 plus as well. And the thing I was looking at here, like I said, was about our boy Ayo Dosunmu. But just to be clear, so for Josh Giddey, went over to rebounds on, and this is all on, I believe, DraftKings. What did I get this on? Which book? I got this on for Giddy. I took everything on DraftKings. So that's where all the best numbers was on DraftKings for this. Let me just actually go over here then. So going over to DK, which I have up as well for this game, plus on the boards, I took 7+ for him, which was minus 140 at the time. If you want to skip that, I understand. Maybe you just take the 8+ for plus 105. But I took 9+ and I took 10+. And I got plus 360 here and plus 210 on the 9+. So like I said, laddering Giddy's rebounds in this game. Let's see if I have that up. Nope, I have the Suns up. But let me pull up the Bulls. This is Fantasy Labs. All the tools that I'll be using, predominantly Props Madness, which we'll go back to. But this one, as well as a couple others like FanDuel Fantasy Pros. There's a couple that you'll see pop up. Can you please come back over here? There's a couple that. Oh my God, stand by. There's a couple that you'll see pop up. But all the tools that I'm using are linked in the description of the video for all you guys. So this one's FanDuel Fantasy Pros. Let me go back to what I'm looking at. Fantasy Labs. This is looking at on-court, off-court stuff. So if I put Josh Giddey on court, and I'm going to put him on court with the guys I know he's going to be playing a lot of time with, which is like Vooch and Kobe White right there. So I'm putting them on court. Off court, I'm putting Io now that he's out, and I know Zach LaVine's off this squad, so we take him off as well. Jalen Smith is out. I'll just put him off because he got a concussion when he ran his head into Cat's shoulder. But if you look at Giddey here without Io DeSunmu, you're looking at 11.6 rebounds per 36 minutes. And when he's played this season, he's at 31. But when he's played without Io on the season, he's up to 31. Yeah, so about 31-ish minutes no matter what he's playing. But either way, 11.5 boards per 36. And you see these games that he's played without Io, he's averaging 10 boards per game in about 30 minutes, which all is the same math. Like when he's on the court without Io DeSunmu, he's getting a ton more boards. So, I mean, look, even when he went over 6 or 7.5, every time on the 7 out of 10 that he went over, he still hit 10+, right? All this green of over 7.5 is all at least 10 rebounds. So that's why I felt great laddering him, knowing that he's done this in the past. He's going to be looked at to rebound again. There's no Pat Williams. There's no Io DeSunmu now. So this is the basically the second rebounder on the team after Nikola Vucevic. All right, so we're going to take Giddey on the boards. Nice little ladder play there. Let's spend a few minutes. I'm going to go through some of the comments. We'll see what we got so we can get some bets from you guys as well. But shout out everybody. I appreciate you guys being in here. What's up, Chris? You got a look already. Thank you for pulling that up, David. We've got Royce O'Neal's 5.5 boards. Let's pull those up. So let's go back to Royce. And you like the under, which, yeah, I was actually originally going to it being like, sometimes when I know guys are going to be soaking up a ton of minutes and you know Royce O'Neal is projected for about 34 plus in this one again, that's what he's averaging these days in the starting lineup. And that's with everybody, like I keep saying. What I like to do is like think, okay, well, if he's on the court for that long, he's probably going to just fall into some rebounds. But 5.5 is just like too high for a guy that doesn't often get that many and doesn't really get more than like 10 rebound chances, right? Especially when he's playing alongside guys like KD. So even if you have him for 30 minutes in this one, right? Let's look at the 30+. In 30+ minutes per game, he's still at 5 boards per game, going under in 9 of 15. So I see where you're at with this one, Krista, with why you would go under for Royce O'Neal on the boards here. As far as how good of a rebounding team Chicago is, that's where I get scared. That's why I left this one alone on both sides. I thought about the over, got scared away by the number 5.5. I didn't need to see anything beyond 5.5. I was like, I'm good. And then I was like, well, shit, maybe we take under to the point that you're making here. And it was like their second worst limiting rebounds. I don't really trust it that much. Like I don't trust the Bulls to rebound well enough to keep it from him. But I like the look that if Royce O'Neal is ever in a situation where he's playing not one of the 3 worst rebounding teams in the league in Chicago, then I think he's a good look for under 5.5 rebounds as like a play moving forward. So I'm with that one. But let me see if I got anything else. I see Alex has one in here for KD assists. And David, feel free to throw those up. I appreciate that too. If you see any that you like, I'm going to also check out the sheet. I don't want to leave you hanging there, but just so you know, happy to just take them as we go. We get a little bit of a leeway here with 5 games to look at, which I'm very grateful for. KD dimes. I think our boy Cody was talking about this in the free part of the Discord as well. But Javi 2.5 bumps. Damn, was he snorting the shit that he got in trouble for? Or I thought he was just trying to take it for his back or whatever. I love when it's like this certified trainer doctor whose whole job is to make sure that Bobby gets the right supplements. Didn't see this one. That's crazy. How did that happen? No way that Bobby was just taking painkillers. That's definitely not it. I would love to see Bobby Portis on painkillers. It means his eyes, that big of eyes, that with that level of red. What am I talking about? KD. All right, KD assists. Let me look here. We got 3.5. I think the call was for the over, and then Ultimatum X, one of the VIPs as well. He's got over on the or under on the boards. So over on the dimes and under on the boards is what we're looking at for KD. Let's start with the dimes, which was the first one. I hate minus 150, as I'm sure we all do. So let's at least consider 4.5. Let me see. So the problem here is, once again, I'm going to go back to this so I can see how KD, because we've got everybody available for Phoenix. So by going back to these, the Fantasy Lab site here, I can see how he's playing when he's on court with these guys that are going to be out there with him a lot. And most of the guys are going to be out there with him. Let's put just him and Booker for starters. We won't even put Beal out there. Let's just put him and Booker on the floor together. And then let's take out the guys we know that are not on the team anymore, which includes Nurk. It includes Okogie. It includes, that's pretty much it. So everybody else is a go here. Yes. All right. So with those guys off court and these two guys together, if we look at this per 36 minutes when they play in the same lineup as this loads, 664 minutes that, excuse me, where are we at? Yeah, 664 minutes that they've they played together. The assists here, 6.5 per 36 for Book, 3.5 per 36 for KD. I mean, if you take Book off court just for the minutes that they're not even playing together, and we see what that does to KD's numbers for the assists, like he was right at 3.5. He's averaging about 35, 36 minutes. Thank you, David. If y'all could go ahead and you can leave that up if it helps you too, David. If you guys want to get looks in for Brooklyn, Philly, that's going to be the game we go to next. Let's try to do this in order. It definitely helps David when we go with the bets for the game that's coming up next. So if you have bets to add, throw them in there for the next game, which is Philly versus Brooklyn. That's gonna be the next game we go over. All right, appreciate that. The look here is now KD, even when Book's off court, he's at about 4.2 assists. So like this is right on the money. The whole point that I'm trying to make is when he's on court with the guys that he's gonna be playing with today, even when Booker's off court, right, and he's playing with like Beal and whomever, he's still not diming up in a way that like you can feel like you have an edge. Maybe 3.5 you feel like you do, but still not really. I don't really like that. Let's see. We got Jabba the Hutt in here. What's up, my man? From the VIP chat as well. Definitely be checking out some of the picks that he looks at. Does his due diligence and research, because he doesn't sleep, which is disgusting. You should sleep more, but he uses the time he's not sleeping to research. Booker 8+ assists. David, the floor is yours. All right, let's see. Book. And I'm sorry. Let me get to that in one sec, David. Make sure I don't forget that one. But we got the assist for KD, and then I believe it was Ultimatum X that said under on the boards. Right, that was the other look, and I think he said 6.5, right? Yeah, because this is at 5.5 on DK, on FanDuel, a couple other spots, but you can still get under 6.5 for pretty shit odds, if we're being honest. So like that's not something that I think we really want to mess with. This is right on the fringe for a reason. He's at 5.5. Let's look at this one more time. Let's put Booker on court. Because we can look at this for KD as well, which is like, well, what's he do rebounding wise when he's on the floor? Yeah, it's always going to be about 5.8 to 6, 6.2. Like that's going to be his thing. So whenever I see this number for KD, if I don't love the matchup and his rebounding matchup and have a real like reason to feel like he's going to go down there, then I'm not really with it. You can see these rebound chances, 8 rebound chances, 6 rebound chances, 8, 5, 8. Like I don't want to have to bank on him to get 6 boards on 8 rebound chances or 7, God forbid 7. So I think if you're talking about under, my bad. Yes, I'd be leaning under on 6.5. I hate the number with at minus 150. I don't think you're going to get a value there. If you play under 5.5 for plus money, you're getting a little bit of value, but you were asking 6.5. I don't think there's value on this. I think I would be throwing maybe less than a full unit on plus 114, let's say, under 5.5 boards for KD. But again, this is like same with Royce O'Neal. This is not a game that I want to be taking unders that are right on the edge like that. I'd rather just stay away from that one in this as well. Let's look at Book assists, because that was brought up by Jabba the Hutt. And yeah, 6.5. We all know that you have to attack assists for the main ball handler against the Chicago Bulls, right? They're definitely where they are here. Let me go over to FanDuel Fantasy Pros. We look at point guard assists on the season. Chicago is giving up the most, 10.4 to the point guard position. Keep in mind, like that's not the most trustworthy number. I mean, they definitely give up a ton to point guards, but when you see like, oh, they're giving up 10.4 assists to point guards per game. First of all, that's not just the starting point guard, obviously. And second of all, we don't know who's listed as a point guard on the way that this pulls through, even on NBA.com or official NBA stats, like who's a point guard versus a two guard or whatever. It's super unclear. So just use this as like a helpful tool that you don't base a bet upon entirely, right? Okay, so for book assists, though, this is the point of this would be, oh, who's the point guard for the Suns? Because that person's probably going to get dimes. Let's now investigate. That's how I use FanDuel Fantasy Pros, is like anything here that just kind of sticks out. Okay, as a starting point, now we can investigate this bet. And we're investigating Devin Booker, 6.5 minus 120. Pinnacle minus 114. For those of you who've heard me talk about Pinnacle, a sharper book that you trust that number a lot more. That's they don't like it as much, right? At minus 114, they're saying that they don't think it's as likely of a bet as some of these other spots. But on the season, he's at 6.7. When he's playing with, let's put him on the court again here. We got him with KD. Let's put him on the court with Tyus Jones for a minute as well. Tyus is out there. We're going to be looking at like 425 minutes. Book is at 6.8 dimes per 36. And I think you do get a little bit of a bump with the fact that they're playing the Bulls, right? You can kind of say like, oh yeah, he's probably going to do a little bit better than his averages against this doo-doo ass defense. In this last game with everybody, he had 45 passes made. I just want to look at that real quick because last game was with everybody. So what I want to see was like who had the ball the most, who was doing the most. So I'm going over to NBA stats. I'm going over to players tracking data. And I'm going to go first to touches. And I'm going to go to the Suns. And go to last game. I just want to see last game for the Suns. Who had the ball the most? So we see Beal actually had more touches than Book in this game, which is why I just don't trust Book at this point all the time to just be the point guard. That's annoying. Let's look at the potentials real quick and all that. I'm going to go from touches to passing. Still want this on last game and still want it on the Chicago, or no, who am I talking about? The Suns, Phoenix. All right. So for Phoenix, passes made last game. Yeah. Beal had more. Royce O'Neal had more passes made than Booker. So Booker had 8 assists, but he did have the most potentials. So it does kind of seem like he's the one creating more actual like scoring opportunities for his guys. That does add up. Tough though. I think 6.5 is beatable for sure. Yeah. Also, very good call. Thank you for bringing that up to Rudy Sandstorm. Shout him out. Shout out Pips. I definitely talked about this in the Discord. They added the assist chart, so you can see where guys are getting their dimes now, right? So this is, for example, Booker's assist chart. He's getting 32% of his dimes are up top to guys that are standing above the break, shooting from there, right? Then about 24% is from the corners. And then 21% down low, 24% in the mid-range. Not too helpful because Chicago's terrible everywhere, to be honest. Like, it's like, if you want to take this at 6.5, just take it. The fact that he had the 8 against the Spurs, much better limiting assists. He had 14 potentials. Let's just do it this way. If this gives it to me, then I think I'm just going to go with it. So let's put KD and Beal. Let's also say Tyus is playing. Great. All right. So with all those guys playing this season, yeah, he's at 7.6 per game. I mean, the juice is bad, but man, I mean, minus 120 for 7 dimes from this guy does feel like we should be going for that. Oh man, it's tough. Why wouldn't we? I've been playing this at 6.5 is kind of like what we've been doing no matter what. So I think that's definitely the call. I agree with you. All right, we're betting it. I agree with you. I can't get over it. The 6.8 per 36 frustrates me, but he's still the dude like setting guys up. The potential assists you can't get away from. 7 on 14. Yeah, with the shooters he's got. All right, minus 120. We'll take that. Bet 365 is the place that I'm going to bet that. And I'm going to take that a full unit minus 120. All right, cool. You got me on the bottom line there, David?
I do, yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right. Money. Definitely make sure you're also getting your bets into the chat for the Philly-Brooklyn game. About to switch over to that right now. Devin Booker over 6.5 assists, minus 120.
Actually, we've got plenty of bets right now for Philly-Brooklyn. If y'all want to put in whatever you got for the Lakers game in Houston, that would be super helpful.
Dope. All right, cool. We've got Philly-Brooklyn bets that we're going to go through already pretty much handled. If you've got bets for the game after, throw those in the comments for the Denver-LA game. But we got Book on the card. All right, I got to get this bet down myself. I might be hiring a professional. Well, let's not call him mover. Never mind. Let me not put this on air. Devin Booker over 6.5 assists and playable. Minus 130. It's 11% edge at minus 130, so it's right on the edge of an edge. But I think it's still good with the matchup. That's what I'm saying too. Like that's where matchup comes into play now. Is like I like the number that I'm getting here, and the matchup definitely helps me take this at a slightly worse odds than I might normally. All right, book. We're good to go. All right. Bet. All right, got Booker on there. Let's see. Yeah, let's keep him moving. I'm sure there's a couple other things from you guys, but we are gonna want to make sure we get to as many games as possible. Do have a few more, and I'm not missing anything anyway from this one, so we're good. All right, Brooklyn, Philly. Let's get over there. As we do that, one more reminder, go ahead and give this video a like if you would. Goes a super long way. Reminder that memberships on Monday, starting this Monday, if you do want to get your bet looked at, you want to make sure that you get it looked at. This will be the way to make sure that your bet gets looked at. Otherwise, you're up in the air. And when there's too many games, we're probably not going to get to non-member bets. But this is $5 a month. And it's a way to also get yourself sort of noticed in the chat, different emojis and badges and icons at your disposal. So just another way to support the show if you do want to get those in. And still running the sportsbook promo for you guys. If you want to get a free month of VIP access, sign up for any of these books using code LYB. Send me a screenshot at JLBoogie showing me that you did sign up using this code, and I'll go ahead and get you a free month of VIP access. You can hit me at JLBoogie on Twitter or Discord. All right, getting to Philly, Brooklyn. I do have a bet in this game that I'll kick things off with. And I should remind you guys, too, if you're not familiar with Props Madness, use code LYB as well for that. If you want to sign up, get 7 free days of using this before you actually pay for anything. See if you actually get anything out of it. But then when you do sign up, you can get a free 25% off your first month using code LYB. It's like 20-ish bucks a month. I should know that. That's a terrible partnership. I should know. It's 20 to 25. At the most, it's 25. I think it's 20. Let's call it $22.50.
As someone who pays for it, it is $20.
Damn, you just called me out for not knowing because I don't pay for it. That's tough. Do you say $22.50?
Well, in New Hampshire, there's no tax. It's $20.
Oh, got it. Live free or die, baby. I love it. You really shouldn't be taxed for land that you own. All right, moving past that. Oh, promo code, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're looking at Philly, Brooklyn. We'll do a New Hampshire politics show at a different time. Brooklyn, Philly, minus 11 plus 11, you can see there. So the thing that I'd be focused on before I talk about the bet I have down is the 212.5 total on a Saturday. Like, I don't think we're going to see the most beautiful basketball being played between these two teams for Philly and Brooklyn. Keep in mind that, like, Philly is playing slow, Brooklyn is playing slower, and Brooklyn has been the best defense in the league for the last 11 games. I cannot make that up. So good for Brooklyn. I believe, what was the score of the game that they played earlier? This is the bet, by the way, and I'll come back to this. But Philly, let's do 76ers versus Nets this season. What was the score? That one's like 197 or so. Oh, they played 3 times this year. Oh, Joel only played in 1. That's right. So they had one where Philly did win by a bunch. This was not the game with Joel. We'll come back to this, though. But, yeah, the last one was the 100-96 right before the break. And then, yeah, this is just going to be gross. It's even with Joel, it's going to be disgusting. But I took him for the boards. I couldn't get away from the rebounds for him. Actually, you can get a better number than I got now, 9.5. I took this for minus 130. I also took him for 11 plus on a small ladder play that I got for plus 180, around plus 180. It's on the bottom line, accurate there. So that's where I got maybe not even that good. Yeah, plus 125 for 11 plus. So it looks like it's gone down a little bit, but when he plays against Nick Claxton, that was the other thing that I had just sort of stat mused earlier. You can see in his last 8 games versus Nick Claxton going back to 2022. So a couple seasons ago now, the last 2 seasons, basically 8 games over in 7 of 8 on the 9.5, right? Only went under in this one game where he played the 33 minutes, the end of last season. Yeah, the very end of last season there. Or was that the playoffs? That was also actually the playoffs. My bad. Yeah, this is when they in their series last year versus this was 2 years ago in the playoffs. Excuse me. Yeah, there's no way the Nets made the playoffs last year. Anyway, in the regular season, hasn't gone under. That one playoff game he did, and has gotten the 11 a couple more times than that as well. So happy to ladder the rebounds for Joel. Took that. And then that was the only bet that I have in this game. Was looking at a couple other things. Don't really know how to help you break down the Nets rotation. I don't think there's any consistency to it for a reason. They're not trying to win that hard. So don't really love betting on them. But let's just get right into the bets you guys have for this one and bypass anything else. Let's see real quick what we've got here. Here we go. Here's if you're in the VIP section of the Discord, highly recommend paying attention to when Swish Info has the time to put some stuff in there. But his note on Tristan Watford on the Nets is that he's getting more on-ball usage without D'Lo, who's out. This is an ugly matchup, but should get the run. So if he gets the burn, then Trent Watford could be a look on ball, which means he's going to be shooting it, I would imagine. I don't think we're going to expect too many assists coming from Mr. Watford if you're familiar with his game. Yeah, there's 2.5. Well, you might even be able to get some value in the 2.5. He had 10 potential assists. I apologize, Trent. I shouldn't have been talking like that about you. You had 10 potential assists last game without D'Lo. So all really comes down to when D'Lo's out. Let's go ahead and just take D'Lo out for a minute. And I appreciate this look from Swish Info coming in with that. Our boy Trav. I'm not going to out him, but where are we at here? Without D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, maybe it's just recently too, though. But yeah, he hasn't played without D'Lo since December. So this is just going to be actually, wait. This is because D'Lo wasn't on the team yet, I would imagine. Right? So basically he's only been playing, but now he didn't play last game, I thought. I'm a little confused. Maybe he started. Maybe Wofford missed last game. Either way, this isn't really what we're worried about. We're more worried about so this one, D'Lo wasn't missing in this Cavs game. I'm tripping. I guess he did play a little bit in that one. I thought about going under on him there. But either way, without him, if you have a note that's something that he's looking at, so it would probably be the points that would be led to before that. Yeah, either way, it would be the shots and the usage percentage for Trent and Watford. Ugly. If you give him 20 minutes is going to be the thing, right? If he's actually getting in the game for 20 minutes, all this red is like less than 20. All the green is 20 minutes plus. So there's definitely something to that. And if D'Lo's out and you can bank on more minutes for him, then you can bank on more shots and you can bank on this being a good look. I like where you're at with this. So if we have a pretty decent projection for him, I am going to cheat here. Swish, it would be good to know if you had a minutes projection for him too. I don't think you put those together, but if you feel like you at least know if he's going to be playing a bit or not, let me pull this up real quick on ETR. The ETR projections just came out. If you guys aren't familiar with those, I don't feel comfortable putting those on show anymore because it's behind such a big paywall that I'm kind of being a dick if I show this to people. But their projection for Watford's minutes is, I should be saying Watford. No, it is Watford. 22.5 minutes. So yeah, the 22.5 minutes, 20 minutes gets you there. And he's averaging 13.6, gives you a little bit of an edge. And yeah, the usage without D'Lo should be going up as well. I do like this. I don't like Philly's defense. I'll say that too. So I think the 11.5 points is definitely beatable. Yeah, I'm basically down to like tail essentially that. Let me put that down as a lean, if you would, David, on the bottom line. We'll get that down in there, and then I'll have to come right back because I have a little bit of time on that one. But I like where you're at with that Swish. Let me see what everybody else is looking at as well. Here we got Oubre. Let's start there. Oubre at over 18.5 PR, right? Let me see who had the Oubre. Look, let me see if I can find that real quick. Can we find the Oubre? Look, we got Quentin Grimes. We'll come back to. I see you on the Quentin Grimes. Coming right back to that one. Trying to see if I can get Oubre. We got Dougie. What up? All right, we already got Dougie jumping in with the the Kelly look on the PR, right? So he had 16 points last game. So I know he went over. Oh wow, he only had 4 boards. PR. How many rebound chances last game? He had 7 rebound chances. It's against the Celtics. Like, let's give him a little bit of a break here. So his boards, I do think, make sense in this game. As far as his shooting, yeah, he's a spot-up shooter against this team. So there's a lot of stuff to like about the matchup here, Dougie. I see where you're at. Let's see about when he plays with all the homies, though. So let's say Tyrese and JoJo and PG are all available. Does that nuke us? That puts us right at about 18.7, right, when he's playing with those guys. This is kind of telling me this is probably pretty fairly priced. Let me go over here to see. No, don't be annoying. No, stop it. Let's go to, there we go, Philly. Let's look at on-court. Let's put JoJo. Where are you at, Joel? Embiid, Oubre, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey. And then it's either Edwards is out, so is Gordon, so is Lowry, who has been started. It's either been Yabu. Oh, Quentin Grimes. Yeah, Quentin Grimes has been starting. We'll leave him off for right now. But yeah, Quentin Grimes has been starting. And then I just want to put off court guys that aren't even on the team. I believe Caleb Martin's gone, KJ Martin's gone, and that's it. So we'll just put those guys off court for a minute. We look at Joel with these guys, these four playing together without those guys. Oubre is at 11 points. He is at the boards are what you like. I know he didn't do it against the Celtics, but we'll give him a little bit of a pass on that. The assists we stay the hell away from because he is not on ball. But yeah, the points you get a little bit of a bump. They are 12.5, so not too much of an edge there, which bothers me. Let me see real quick. The points are at see, they're at 12. The rebounds are at 6.8, and we get them at 5.5, so they're juiced. And I said I'm not touching the dimes for a reason. Against the Nets, has he played? What did he do against the Nets earlier? Let's see. We should take these guys out. Just do head to head for a second. Yeah, he had 9 boards in the first one. That was without Joel. Yeah, so was the second one though. Still 10 rebound chance. So yeah, I'd love to just play the boards, but I would take 5.5 if it was a -140. There's just no way there's an edge at -140. So other than that, the points don't make me crazy either. This Brooklyn team rather has been, what's their rating now? Oh, they're still 20. Yeah, still just been so much better on defense lately that it does scare me a bit to just take his points as well. When he's playing with these guys, it's just not quite the same. But all right, let's see from Melly D Money's got the Nick Claxton under look. I was considering that too. It's tough for centers against them. He's done surprisingly well, but I think it was the one game Joel did not play that he didn't get the points or the rebounds, right? Let's do it this way. I've got, let's do Nick Claxton versus Joel Embiid last 8 games. This is just StatMuse if you guys aren't familiar with it. Pretty simple and easy to use. But if you do want to get it to its full extent, it's like $20 a month, or you have limited. Oh, actually, you can still use it, but you just have limited amounts of searches if you don't get paid for the subscription. Anyway, he's played against Joel. Yeah, the game earlier this year was the game on the 4th, and they played. He played 23 minutes, 10 points, 5 boards. The thing that scares me a bit is that he's probably going to get more minutes with Noah Clowney out. Noah Clowney's their backup center. And that means we're going to see a bit more of Day'Ron Sharpe. So, but I think that means that we still get, let me just see real quick if that does mean anything. Without Noah Clowney this season, has he gotten more minutes at all? He's gotten 2 more minutes per game without Noah Clowney. We just saw him play 28 against the Cavs, 32 against the 76ers last time without him. That helped him go over, but of course Joel wasn't playing. So yeah, I think the play is the under for sure. Let's look at the points and rebounds. Did Melly D Money? Did you say the? I'm trying to see real quick. If you have it too, Dave, you can throw it back up. But I was looking for the was it points and rebounds, or if it was just PRA, right? You wanted the assists in there too. So 2.5 dimes. Let's see. Well, no, let's say with games with Joel Embiid. We can't do that on this platform. My bad. All right. So we just know it was the one on the 4th. 10-5. Makes you want to go under for sure. Yeah, he hasn't gone over against Joel. Yeah, I got you. So you're saying, yeah, if you look at this right here, he did in this one. This was in Philly. So you got to make sure that you're looking up at versus Philly with Joel out there, right? So this is one game this year, and then they haven't really played since the 23rd or since the beginning of the 23-24 season, which was last season. So beginning of last season was the last time that they really played, and then everything else is the playoffs. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. If he, there's one that he went over right here. This was a playoff game. This is all regular season. It's gonna be close. I think it's a good under. Yeah, the assist you could add. If it's 2.5, I think you add the assist too. So the PRA on the season, our dude is at 19.6. Yeah, and they have this at 21.5. I think it's a good look. Yeah, I think it's a good look. I like where you're at. -115 on Bet365. You can still get. You can get -125 on Caesars. I respect that. If you are able, David, I think the bottom line's down for a minute. Maybe you could throw Claxton up as a lean. Maybe you're already doing it because I've made that clear. I don't know if you're reading my mind. But if you could throw under 21.5 PRA on Claxton, that's going to be a lean for a sec since I have time to come back to that too.
What was the other lean?
From Melly D. What was that, David?
Can you just repeat the other lean we had before?
Yeah, other than the Nick Claxton under?
Yeah.
I don't think it was this game.
It was from.
Oh, it was Watford. I'm sorry. It was trending Watford. Okay. Over 11.5 points.
Thank you.
Yep. Still minus 110 there. That might start going up. Yeah. I don't think he's been starting, but I'm not positive. They just played the Cavs on the 20th. Let me just see real quick if he started that game. NBA scores. Go to the 20th, and this is the Nets, Cavs box score. D'Lo played though. That's why. Yeah. So it's possible he starts without D'Lo. I mean, he played 21 off the bench. They might start Jalen Wilson. Still took 11 shots with D'Lo in for D'Lo missed, I think, the second half, right? He got hurt. That's when he came out. And then that's probably when the usage also bumped up for Trendon Watford in the second half to help him get the 13 points. So I think he's probably should be projected for about 13, which gives us the edge. And I like the find. I'm going to go ahead and say we should bet that. I see what he's seeing. So I'm going to change that lean that you just put up as a lean. You can just make it a bet at this point while you're already at it. But I'm going over 11.5 points for Trendon Watford. Best number, David, is minus 110 on DK right now. So that's what I'll grab. I'm going to bet that on DraftKings. So we're going over 11.5 points. I'm sure everybody in here is super familiar with Trendon Watford's game, having watched him at, I'm going to make up St. John's. I have no idea where he went. Trendon Watford over 11.5 points. Did that change? Did that move? No, it's still there on DK. All right, good. We're still good on DK for 1 unit. That's the best numbers, minus 110 as far as the odds go. But I appreciate that look. Swish info, my man. People helping people. All right, and that should be playable. Yeah, you can still get this at minus 125. So if you get it at minus 125, I think that's still a good look for Trendon Watford. And I have a very strong feeling I'm going to have to tell people which team he's on in the VIP. He plays on the Brooklyn Nets, for anybody not familiar, which I don't blame you for not being familiar with Trendon Watford. You shouldn't have much reason to. All right. There we go. All right, I'm getting that bet down. All right, cool. Appreciate that. I know I have a couple more in here. Let me see if I can speed through because we don't have tons of time. Let's get to the Lakers and the Nuggets. I actually don't have anything in any of these games, so I can just run through all y'all's looks going forward. We have a look for maxi boards just to get there. Embiid at 8.5 points was a little bit much for me in the first quarter. 7.5 I would take for the first quarter points for Embiid. Not sure about the 8.5. And if you can get the 7.5, I think that's a lot better. Just the way he plays. I don't think he's going to be. Yeah, I mean, you can see how many times he's gotten 8 recently. Played all 12 minutes last first quarter against the Celtics. I don't know if you should expect that tonight. But yeah. And then Quentin Grimes has been hitting for sure. I don't, the points are when everybody's around, the points are the thing that I don't love for him. But yeah, the RA, the rebounds and assists, that's been crazy for him. And you got to make sure you know the games that he's played with this team. How many has he played now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games with this squad. So in the 5 games he played with them, they were missing Embiid in one of them. Yeah, just in one of them. So he's been playing with Embiid, including that last game against the Celtics. So yeah, I mean, Quentin Grimes is definitely, if he's up into the starting lineup, and he's at 33, 36 without Joe. Yeah, I mean, if he's at 33 minutes, you got to like this on the season, especially. So the boards are 4.5. Let me not move away from this, actually. The boards are 4.5. The assists are only 2.5, which is good. So that's 3.8 should be the total. So this should be 7.5 for the rebounds and assists. Minus 115. The assists are tough. What was it right here? He had 3 assists on 9 potentials against the Celtics. It's a lot of touches. They did lose by 20. I'm not sure if he got some garbage time. I think that's a good look too. The rebounds are probably the better play. I mean, the rebound chance is 11, 12, 12, 8 to get 5 is even good. Like, I think the rebounds by themselves are probably a good look for him. Minus 104 on FanDuel. I think I'd rather play that. And the assists. So you get minus 104 for the boards. I guess he could do it on the dimes. This team is 8th in rebounds allowed, and where are they at with the assists? Can I get the assists against? They are 17th limiting assists. So maybe we do just add the assists and maybe feel a little bit more safe about it. But I think it's the RA. Like, I'm not in a rush to bet his points when there's going to be a ton of shots going up from guys like Joel Embiid. Yeah, we're getting 2 rebound props now. But, I mean, the RA for him is tough to look over. He's been doing it, and I think he'll keep being a pretty big part of this team, averaging 10 since he got there. The only under was this game against Detroit. He played 28 minutes. That was before he got into the starting lineup and played with this team. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to add the assist to it. I think the books have it at 7.5. It's minus 115. Played it last time. I think that's a good bet. Let's just make that a bet. I'm going to get that on my card. Yeah. Loving it. Let's get it. Quentin. Honestly, like, love this dude on the Knicks. I think a lot of Knicks fans are like, hey, it was fun times with Quentin Grimes. Like, dude is a real good athlete who has a head for the game. So, real jerky. Like, so herky-jerky with the way he plays. But over 7.5 RA, minus 115 on Bet365. It's available at that price on a number of books as well. So, I'm happy to play the combo play there for Quentin. And if we still have him at these amount of chances and potential assists, yeah, I think you still play this. Yeah, you can still play this at minus 130. I'd be fine taking. I mean, I'm happy to take this. I personally would probably not play this past minus 125 though. The math says you could play this past minus 125, but I wouldn't play this past minus 25. So that's what I'm taking for Quentin. I don't think I have a picture for him. Quentin, yeah, I do. I should actually somewhere. There we go. All right. Try to get to a couple other games here quick, but I do like the Quentin Grimes look, so I couldn't get away from it. All right. Stop that. All right. Keep moving here. All right, let's get to the next game real quick. Lakers and Nuggets. Quick reminder, go ahead and give the video a like if you would. Going to be going here for another like 20 or so. Much appreciated. Goes a long way. We'll get to this in one sec too, just because I want to remind people one more time too. If you do want to get the memberships, Monday is when we start, so that you skip the line. Make sure you get your bet looked at. Jump on memberships. You can do that on the YouTube channel. It's $5 a month. A couple other perks, and I'm going to be adding perks to it throughout the rest of the season. But wanted to get this up and running for the live show, especially. And if you do want to jump into the VIP to make sure you're not missing any of the bets, up 53.6 units after losing 0.1 unit last night. You can do that by signing up for any of the sports books you see scrolling underneath me, or listed in the description of the video as well. LYB is the code that you use to get a free month. You'll get all the sportsbook promos and then send me that to get a free month in the VIP. You can hit me up at JLBoogie on Twitter or Discord. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Send me the proof that you use code LYB for any of the books that you see that are listed in the description of the video. I'll get you that free month on a VIP access. Looking at this game between the Nuggets and the Lake Show, let's see what y'all got. Things that I was looking at too, if we're talking about it. Always considering Julian Strother and really like Rui rebounds. Are those, 4.5. I thought we might get them a little bit better. You can get minus 136 on Bet Rivers, but I like him to continue to be this like really solid rebounding power forward. I don't think they want LeBron James doing that. I don't think they want, they do want Luka doing that. I actually like Luka on the rebounds as well. What did he have last game that he played? They lost to the Hornets, but he had 11 on 20 rebound chances. Like, Luka was just hanging out. They're definitely trying to hide him on defense down low, like the Mavs did a lot. So that leads to him being near the rim for a ton of boards. I don't think LeBron had as many last game. He had 8 rebounds. Luka had the 11 on 20 rebound chances, though. Hard to ignore that. And his minutes restriction is gone. 6.5 is a very nice number. Minus 135 on BetMGM. Or do we just take plus money for 7 for him to get 8+, essentially, right? So, but Bet365 and BetMGM, they probably don't have 8+. They do these like big milestone numbers. So 8+ on DraftKings is plus 114. That feels right. 7. So for him to get 8 rebounds, something he does all of the time. He's playing 33 minutes in a game against the Nuggets. this has caught my attention. I'm going to come back to this in a minute because I know you guys have looks too. Luka on the boards and Rui on the boards. 4.5 is so low for him. If we can get this at a decent odds at all, and this has been dropping a little bit. It was 5.5 on most books, and it's 4.5 now. So we'll come back to that. But what was the one that Jabba brought up? If you don't mind, David, we can put that one back up real quick if you've got it handy. Thank you, sir. Just throwing it in here. But center assist versus Denver has been a cash cow this season. And you're telling me I can get Hayes 3+ assists for 6.5x on Bet365. Jackson Hayes 3+ assists. Got it. Is a risky bet. Yes, but I mean, come on. Also, shout out our guy, not his first language. And he correctly wrote your with the apostrophe in the correct spot. So very proud of you for that, my man. That is quality work. The assist for Jackson Hayes, you nasty motherfucker. Assists here. We got 1.5 is +175. Only available on 2. We've got Maxim K coming in with an assist bet too. You got Rui, Gabe, and Hayes 1.5 assists. You see value in all for big plus money. Denver allows the most assists on the season. They sure do, man. The fact that they went over with the Hornets was wild. Like this, the Hornets were playing a G League squad on offense, and they still got like well over 100 against the Nuggets. Took them to the brink. It was like a 245 point total, which is what we should just expect from them at this point. I think it's like a 240 total. What is this total in this game? We're looking at 244.5 because the Lakers don't play defense either. Yeah, I see what you guys are seeing. So the assist +175 is wild, dude. That's a lot. I think you put that down as a potential bet. I mean, what do we think he's playing here? So the minutes are hard to project for him. He played 28 against the Blazers. He only played 18 against the Hornets. Did he get hurt in that game? I can't remember now. I don't think he did. No, he was actually coming back from injury though, right? Because he still got the face mask. And he was fine for 28 against Portland. So I think you still give him like 25+. So let's see what he does in 25+ minutes. He's only done this 6 times, but he's averaging 2 a game, and he has gotten it in the last 4. And this +175 number feels ripe for sure. I see where you're at with this Jackson Hayes look. And the 3+ is, you said it's like +600 or something, right? So the +600 for 3+ is very nice. But I mean, I don't even need to get that greedy if I can get this. Now you have to have only 2 books have this. So it's tough to hand out to people paying me in a Discord for that. But I can bet it. And if you want to bet it, I suggest it because I like that. So I like the Hayes assist bet. The other one was Gabe and I think Rui is what you said, right? Was that the other Maxim assist look?
It was, yeah.
It's tough because we've got Luka. He's going to be on dominating the ball a lot more. So is LeBron. Like between the two of them and Austin Reeves, I'm not in like a giant rush to get assist props all over the place from other guys. Like I understand Denver gives up the most on the season, not all coming from like every position, I would imagine. So I think the other look was Austin Reeves on the points and assists. So this is not going to help us much because they haven't played enough minutes together. I'm pretty hesitant to take bets on too much going on with the Lakers is what I'm realizing is I'm just like thinking to myself, yeah, that could be. How would I project that? I don't know. I truly don't. It's really going to be about minutes, and like rebounds is a thing I can project a little bit more for guys on new teams at times because like I know where Luka's going to be playing now. He's going to be playing a spot to get the boards. The dimes and who has the ball in their hands outside of LeBron and Luka, it's a lot of usage right there, man. That's a lot of dribbles and a lot of touches. So it's tough to differentiate there. I don't think I'm going to be playing much there. I think the what you want to look at for this game that I feel more comfortable with would be stuff for the Nuggets both ways. But this game is making me feel stupid because I don't know how to project the Lakers to this point, to be honest, right now. So whatever you guys want to do with that, fly with your Lakers bets. The Nuggets bets would be based on who you think is getting the minutes. I think Michael Porter Jr. is in for a bit of regression. I think you're going to start to see him be the guy that suffers at the hands of everybody being available, like Aaron Gordon and Russell Westbrook now getting full minutes. Plus, I think they're going to keep playing Julian Strawther 20+, who continues to be a good bet at like 8.5 points. I think we should probably be hitting Julian Strawther. Like if he gets the 20 minutes, we just put him at, let's say he plays 18 to 22 on the season. Where is he at? 18 to 22 minutes. Yeah, looking about 8.9. Still not enough. It is a good matchup, and I do like Julian Strawther here, but that's just still going to be more of a lean. Let me see what else you had. You like Murray points. I hate betting on Jamal Murray. I really, really do. He has been shooting, though. 18 shots, 67% from the field. This was that game he went off. Everybody was missing 2. So this is a little bit more likely what he could do. 35 minutes, 34 points. I don't want to bank on 70% from 3. But it's not like this Lakers team is going to be very good up top. So that would make sense. I believe he's killed the Lakers in the past, right? He definitely has a pretty good history. Maybe not this season in the one game. Last year, this is a lot of the playoffs, and then regular season also like 3 really good games. So, he does bring it against his team. A lot of 22 points in there in the playoffs in like 40 minutes. So let's go regular season for a second. 38. Yeah, not missing anybody. 38, 34, 38. This one, they won by 12, 8. And this game is in Denver. This should be on blowout watch. All right. I do like the Jamal Murray points. I think that's a good look for him. If you wanted to bet on Murray, I'd be going probably points before dimes. He's fucking dimed up against his team last year too. This year he had 5. He played 30 minutes. They won by 25, right? I think the dimes are good for him too. PA. I think that's probably a good look. Let's see. I've only got about 5 minutes. I don't trust MPJ's minutes right now, Carissa. Let's see. Goddamn. All right, let's just look at this way for 1 second. Let me go over here for Denver. I got you. I see what you're seeing. Let's get to Denver for a second. Let's put some math behind it for 1 second. This is what I'm saying about the Lakers. Like, I don't have anything to be like, this is how these guys have done together. I have nothing. So I'm still waiting for that info. The Aaron Gordon, Christian Brown, and we know Russ is back on the bench. So when we've got our normal Denver 5 on the flow, 255 minutes this season. Let's see, you're talking about MPJ boards. Yeah, he's at 8 per 36 with these guys. Been boarding up a bunch lately. Wow, you can even get 5.5. I see what you're seeing. Now you have my attention. 5.5 minus 140 on DK. I'd almost just be willing to drink the juice on that. If he's at 8 per 36, but he's not getting 36, what's he going to play? I mean, the 29 last game scares you. He got 11 on 12 rebound chances. So 9 on 7. Let's see. Let's put him out there with everybody. Let's say the whole gang is available. Still looking at about 6.2 per game when everybody's around. So we want to keep that in mind. I know he was doing this at the beginning of the year. This still feels like, so 8, 6.5 or plus money, probably worth a sprinkle. Based on but you can't put him at 36 minutes, so you can't give him 8. I think you got to project him for 7. So 7 rebounds is a good projection. If you think you have enough of an edge of plus money, I think it's worth it for plus money. I think the projection should be 7 boards in 30 minutes of action is essentially what the projection should be for MPJ tonight against a team that has been a bit better rebounding as of late. Like, I think AD left and they got a little bit better somehow, but I think MPJ plus money, if you like it, for the 6.5. I think that's at least worth something right there. So, all right, I still need to look at these other games and have plenty to do this afternoon. So, going to miss out on the last 2 for right now, especially as we've got a bunch of guys questionable for the Yaz, and we're not going to get that info. And I don't know, man. I think if you have anything else to do with your life at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, you should do that instead of watching the Blazers and the Hornets. I could name a few things for you if you don't have anything. Watching the paint dry on your wall is one. You could, I don't know, like carve, go wood, like make something out of wood is something you could do. Carpentry would be better. Just do something, but read a fucking book. Do anything besides watch the Hornets and the Blazers. I'll look at Amen because Dougie asked nicely, but don't watch the Hornets and the Blazers. Maybe you can bet on some Blazers stuff. Just please be careful. Go hug your loved ones instead of that stuff. All right, so you want to talk about Amen for a minute? Love Amen. What was the bet? Was it over on the points? Just the points for Amen. Rapid fire. 16.5. We got Fred missing and Tari Eason missing. My thoughts for this game before I got into it was going to be Jabari. I wish I took him at 8.5 points last game. That was stupid. Now they're back up to his averages, but I think we're going to see another like 35 minutes from Jabari, high 30s from Jabari. He's been itching to play. I think he'll have the most energy on the back-to-back after not playing for like 3 weeks or 2 months, almost 2 months. So I think Jabari Smith is the better look. I'm a little bit worried about taking too much like guard stuff here for this squad. All right, we got to talk about him. I didn't want to bring up Isaiah because I didn't bet on him last game. I know. He had what 10 at the half or whatever he had. He's a fucking monster. You can still get 8.5 or plus money. The Rockets are the best team limiting assists on the season. I don't know how to talk about Isaiah. All I want to do, he's like my child. I just want to like love him and tell you how perfect he is. He can't do anything wrong. Like I'm his mom. But like in reality, this is a terrible matchup. And I said this last game against the other really, really good defense. So you like maybe over, or you're asking over under Rob G. Man, please don't make me say that. I don't know for sure. I'm scared. I'm not going to take an under. I will never. I'll answer it this way. You'll never see me take an under on Isaiah Collier. Like I don't care if the value's there. I can't do it. There's an emotional attachment now. But as far as the over goes, it's 8.5 against the Rockets. How have other guards fared? Let's look by point guard position here. Not great, man. Not great. Not seeing a lot of 9 assist games against this team. All right, JB, look at that. Jalen Brunson had a 10. Nobody else had more than 6. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is terrifying. Yeah, nah, I can't condone it. I'm sorry. If you guys bet on Isaiah Collier and it hits, come rub it in my face and tell me I'm a fucking idiot. Please do it. I deserve it. But I can't condone it. Sorry. So, all right, we got to roll. I'm going to get out Collier Max. Yes, please. Definitely. Let's all start a GoFundMe to help him get the Max next year. So never mind. He'll be fine. All right. I'm going to be off tomorrow. I'm going to do my best here to start getting into Sunday as soon as I get a few more bets on the card for the folks in the VIP and for my pockets. And then I'm going to be getting into Sunday stuff. So I will be looking to have a video at least by tomorrow morning, if not by tonight, for the big slate tomorrow. I think it's like 10 games in the NBA tomorrow. So definitely give that video a like. Appreciate you guys coming in on a Saturday. Hopefully you got something out of it. We found some bets together, but I'll be back with everything for the live show on Monday. Memberships are coming out. So if you're not yet a member and you want to make sure that your bet is looked at on Monday, definitely throw in the $5 a month. It'll get you a couple other things too. And we're going to have some more perks moving forward throughout the season. But for now, that'll help you get your bet looked at and reviewed on the show. And we'll make a point of it. So appreciate everybody being out there. Best of luck tonight. And until I see y'all later, happy betting.